Katy, Texas is one of the most popular suburbs in Houston. But here's the part people don't tell you. Katy is just not one place, and if you pick the wrong part of Katy, you may love the house but hate the commute, hate the taxes, hate the school zoning, or realize the lifestyle is nothing like what you thought you were buying. Because Katy can mean a lot of different things. It can mean older neighborhoods with big trees. It can mean brand new master plan communities. It can mean highly rated schools. It can mean more affordable homes. It can mean a shorter drive into Houston, or it can mean you are so far west, you start wondering if you accidentally bought in another city. So in this video, I'm breaking down 6 areas of Katy you need to understand before moving here. And I'm going to keep things simple. These are not official city boundaries. This is just how I explain Katy to relocation buyers so that they don't get confused. Because the question is not, is Katy a good place to live? The better question is, which Katy are we talking about? Let's get into it. The first area you need to understand is North Katy, which basically means north of Interstate I-10. This includes areas around Clay Road, Martin Road, Katy Hockley, Katy Fort Bend Road, FM 529, and some of the newer growth areas. Now, the big thing with North Katy is this. You can usually get more house for the money. This is where buyers start seeing homes that look more affordable compared to many areas south of I-10. And that gets people pretty excited. They see the price, they see the square footage, they see the new construction, and they say, hold up, why is this so much cheaper? And the answer is usually some combination of schools, commute, location, taxes, or resale demand. Now, that does not mean North Katy is bad, not at all. For the right buyer, it can make a lot of sense, especially if you want newer construction, more affordability, or a master plan community lifestyle without paying South Katy prices. This is where communities like Sunterra, Elyson, and Cane Island come into the conversation. Sunterra gets a lot of attention because of the lagoon lifestyle. People see the water, the beach style amenity, the new homes, and suddenly everybody wants to know, wait, is this Katy or Cancun? Elyson gives you that newer master plan feel with parks, trails, events, and newer homes. And Cane Island is important because people often confuse where it belongs. Cane Island is west of Grand Parkway, but it is north of I-10, so I would not group it the same way I would group Cinco Ranch, Seven Meadows, or Grand Lakes. That's why Katy gets confusing. You can be west of Highway 99, but still north of I-10, and that changes the conversation. The bottom line is North Katy is simple. If you want affordability, newer options, and big community amenities, North Katy may be worth looking at. But if schools, commute, and resale are your top priorities, you need to study the exact property carefully. Not the zip code, not the neighborhood name, not what somebody said in a Facebook group. The exact property. Because in Katy, 2 homes can be 10 minutes apart and feel like completely different markets. And this is exactly why I make these videos, because Katy is not a one-size-fits-all. The right area depends on your budget, your commute, your school needs, your lifestyle, and whether you want older charm or newer construction. By the way, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything that there is to know about living here in Houston, Texas, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications. My name is Travis Harris, and my team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you who are looking to make their move here to Houston, and we just absolutely love it. So look, whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, send us a text or an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Now let's go south of I-10, because this is where Katy starts changing pretty fast. The second area is what I call East Katy, and again, not an official name. This is just how I explain it. I'm talking about the area south of I-10, but east of the Grand Parkway, Highway 99. Think Mason Road, Fry Road, Greenhouse, Barker Cypress, Kellywood, Nottingham Country, Green Trails, and the older east sections of Cinco Ranch. This part of Katy feels completely different from North Katy. Why? because this is where you start getting more established neighborhoods, more mature trees, stronger school demand in many areas, and better access back toward Houston. This is the Katy for buyers who say, I don't want to feel like I'm living in a brand new subdivision carved out of a field. They want trees, they want character, they want a neighborhood that feels settled. And that's what East Katy gives you. Kellywood is a great example. You get mature trees, larger homes, older luxury pockets, and closer access toward the energy corridor. Green Trails and Nottingham Country give you that established West Houston Katy feel with convenience, mature landscaping, and quicker access back toward town. But here's the catch. The homes here are going to be older. So if you want brand new everything, that white kitchen, huge island, open floor plan, media room, East Katy may humble you very quickly because you might walk into a beautiful street with big trees, great location, strong school demand, and then the kitchen says, welcome to 1998. And that's the trade-off. East Katy gives you location, trees, schools, and convenience, but you may have to deal with the updates like a new roof or HVAC, windows, flooring, kitchen, bathroom, the floor plan. That is the price of getting closer in. So if you want mature neighborhoods and a better commute, East Katy can be a great fit. But if you want brand new everything, you may need to go further west or raise your budget. Area number 3 is West Katy. This is south of I-10 and west of the Grand Parkway Highway 99. And this is where a lot of buyers picture Katy in their mind. Cinco Ranch Southwest, Seven Meadows, Grand Lakes, Firethorn. This is the polished suburban Katy that people talk about. Community pools, trails, lakes, parks, sports fields, good-looking entrances, strong neighborhood pride, and homes that often feel newer than what you'll find further east. Cinco Ranch is the big name. It is probably the most recognized community in Katy. You have lakes, trails, pools, parks, mature sections, newer sections, and a long-standing reputation. Seven Meadows and Grand Lakes also have strong appeal because they give you that established South Katy feel with good access, mature surroundings, and strong buyer demand. Firethorn sits further west and gives you larger homes, newer sections, and more of the master plan community feel. This is the area where a lot of relocation buyers say, okay, this is what I thought Katy was, and I get it. It checks a lot of boxes, but here's the trade-off. The further west you go, the more the commute starts talking back. On the map, it may not look bad, but when you're trying to get to downtown Houston, the Galleria, the medical center, or even parts of the energy corridor during rush hour, those extra miles matter. And this is where buyers have to be honest. Do you want the newer home, the bigger floor plan, the stronger suburban lifestyle, and the master plan amenities, or do you want to be closer to Houston? Because many times you don't get both at the same price. Also, pay attention to the taxes. Some newer areas can have higher tax rates because of the MUDs and the development costs, and that can change your monthly payment pretty fast. A home may look affordable online until you add property taxes, HOA fees, insurance, and everything else that comes with owning in Houston. So West Katy can be a great fit, especially if you want the suburban lifestyle, but don't buy the house without understanding the full monthly costs and the real commute. Because the house may be beautiful, but Monday morning still shows up. Area number 4 is the energy corridor. And I want to be very clear here. This is not technically Katy. Some of it has Houston addresses. Some of it is West Houston. Some of it sits near Katy's influence, but relocation buyers compare it to Katy all the time. Why? Because they want West Side living, but they don't want to be way out west. If you work along I-10 in the energy corridor, West Houston, Memorial, City Center, the Galleria, or downtown, this area can make a lot of sense. You're closer to the jobs, closer to restaurants, closer to established retail, closer to parks, and closer to Houston. You also have Terry Hershey Park, George Bush Park, Barker Reservoir, Addicts Reservoir, Buffalo Bayou trails, and a lot of green space. So if your priority is commute and convenience, the energy corridor can be very attractive. But here's the trade-off. You may not get that classic Katy master plan feel. The homes may be older, the neighborhoods may vary more, the school zones may vary more, and depending on the exact location, you need to pay close attention to the flood history, because in Houston, water matters, especially around the bayous, reservoirs, and older West Side neighborhoods. I'm not saying don't buy here. I'm saying don't buy blind, because if you're relocating from out of state, you may not know which areas flooded, which streets had issues, or which homes were elevated, or which neighborhoods carry more buyer concern. So the energy corridor is great for access, but you need to do your homework on the age, schools, pricing, and flood history. Area number 5 is going to be Old Katy or Central Katy. This is the original Katy area. Think Highway 90, Katy Land, Katy Mills, Katy City Park, and the older parts of town. This area feels different. It has more history, more character, more small town identity. It does not feel like a shiny new master plan community. And some buyers love that. They don't want every street to look the same. They don't want cookie cutter. They want character. They want identity. They want to feel like they're in an actual town. Old Katy can give you that. You may find older homes, renovated homes, custom homes, smaller homes, larger lots in certain pockets, in neighborhoods that feel very different from Cinco Ranch or Elyson. But again, you have to know what you're buying. Some homes may need a lot of work. Some streets may feel older. Some areas may not have the same polished feel as the newer communities, and school zonings can vary. So if you're comparing Old Katy to a newer master plan community, you're not comparing apples to apples. Old Katy is about character, location, and history. Newer Katy is about the amenities, newer floor plans, and planned development. Neither one is automatically better. It just depends on what you want. If you want charm and local identity, Old Katy may surprise you. If you want brand new everything and resort style amenities, it may not be your first choice. Area number 6 is Far West Katy and the Fulshear Edge. This is where Katy starts blending into Fulshear, Brookshire, and the next wave of West Houston growth. And this area is important because a lot of buyers start saying, we want Katy. Then they keep pushing further west because they want newer homes, larger homes, builder incentives, newer schools, bigger lots, and more value for the money. And before you know it, they are not really in Central Katy anymore. They are on the edge of Katy or moving towards Fulshear. This is where communities like Lake House, Grange, Jordan Ranch, Cross Creek Ranch, or Cross Creek West become part of the conversation. Now, this area can be very attractive. You've got new home construction, modern floor plans, growing communities, new retail coming, and a lot of buyers who want to get in before everything is fully built out. But here's the reality. You are farther out, and farther out is not automatically bad, but you need to be honest about your lifestyle. If you work from home or only commute a couple days a week, this area makes a lot of sense. But if you're driving into downtown Houston, the Galleria, the Medical Center, or the Energy Corridor every single day, you better test that drive before you fall in love with that kitchen. Because the kitchen may be beautiful, the backyard may be perfect, the builder may be offering you fantastic incentives, but Monday morning traffic does not care about your quartz countertops. That commute becomes a part of your life. Also, this is where things can get confusing. A home may say Katy, but feel like Fulshear. A home may have a Katy mailing address, but be in a different school district than you expected. One side of the road may be in one county, the other side may be in another. Tax rates may vary. School zonings can vary. Resale can vary. So Far West Katy can be a great fit, but it is not an area you want to guess on. You need to know exactly what you are buying. So when you're looking at Katy, do not treat it as like one big suburb. That is the mistake. Katy is huge, and the part of Katy you choose will shape your entire experience. North Katy may give you more affordability in newer communities like Sunterra, Elyson, and Cane Island, but you need to watch schools, commute, and resale. East Katy gives you mature trees, established neighborhoods, and better access back toward Houston, but the homes may be older and need updates. West Katy gives you that classic suburban master plan lifestyle with places like Cinco Ranch, Seven Meadows, Grand Lakes, and Firethorn, but you need to understand the commute and the full monthly cost. The Energy Corridor gives you better access to jobs and Houston amenities, but you need to pay attention to the flood history, home age, and school zoning. Old Katy gives you character, history, and small town feel, but it may not give you the newest homes or resort style amenities. And Far West Katy towards Fulshear gives you new construction, growth, and more options, but you need to be honest about the commute, taxes, school lines, and long-term convenience. So the real question is not, should I move to Katy? The real question is, which version of Katy actually fits your life? Because the wrong part of Katy can feel frustrating, even if the house is beautiful. And the right part of Katy can make your move feel a whole lot smoother. That's exactly why we help people figure out every single day. We don't help you just find a house. We help you understand the commute, the schools, the taxes, the neighborhoods, the home age, the resale, and the lifestyle, so you don't make a move you'll regret later. So if you're thinking about moving to Katy or anywhere in the Houston area, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or schedule a Zoom call. And if you're still researching Katy, make sure you watch this next video next, where I break down the best master plan communities in Katy and West Houston, and what buyers need to know before choosing one. Now, let me know in the comments sections which part of Katy that you are living in currently, or that you're thinking about moving to. I would love to hear from you on that. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.